It's Adia, and we're back with another video. So basically, for this video, I wanted to try something new, especially when it comes to, I guess, like abstractions and expressism. So I decided to paint the Red Sea, basically like when Moses parted the sea. So this is kind of like what I'm painting here. And honestly, looking back at this video, and keep in mind, I'm like looking at this video now, I'm kind of cringing a little bit. I think this is like one of the videos where you had to kind of just like trust the process because I wanted to try something new. Although I do like what I'm doing with like the sky and the type of, I guess, paint motion or strokes that I'm doing with it, which is interesting. I think I'm so used to trying to make smooth blends, especially with acrylic. Oh, acrylic paint is a pain to try to smooth out. Although I pick and choose my battles. That's what I chose. So I guess it's kind of my fault if I decide to choose acrylic when I can use oil and blend seamlessly and take as long as I want to, because it takes a century for it to dry when acrylic takes 2 seconds for it to dry. And basically, okay, so for this, I'm like depicting like a sunrise. And I guess I might be going for like a Van Gogh type of style. Not necessarily, but kind of. When I'm like doing the little swirls and different colors. Although it doesn't look like any of the type of work that he's necessarily done, but most likely the brush strokes. I think also, looking back, I feel like I should have made the sky a slightly different color, which I end up doing anyway, because it started mixing a little bit, meshing with the ocean, and it was hard to see like what was happening in the sky and what was happening in the ocean. I also didn't realize that I used like this purple reddish color for my shadows, which I end up going over anyway. And if I'm looking that way, it's because my screen is over there. I also sped this up. This video was originally like an hour and 30 minutes, and I don't think I could have yapped for an hour and 30 minutes. So it's been cut down to 14 minutes. And so basically right now I'm just doing, I guess, how the bed of the ocean would look like. Oh, I should have added some fish. Now thinking about it, that would have been kind of cool. Like adding some sea creatures. Okay, maybe next time. I think next time I'm going to do like a master study, because I think that would be a little bit more beneficial than kind of winging it. I probably should have just done like a Van Gogh painting and called it a day. But I think I just wanted to try to create something of my own that I can add to my portfolio. I don't think this is going in the portfolio, but after watching it a second time, it's starting to grow on me just a little bit. Like, I think this is where I was starting to doubt it when I was doing the waves, and something about it, I just really didn't like it. And I think, especially during this part, I was really nitpicking when I had my vision, and then all of a sudden I couldn't see it. And I feel like most artists have had some sort of situation where like they have this envisionment, and when they start painting, you start to lose your vision because of how the process is going. Although I did like how like the sea floor was looking and the sky, it was the waves, it was really throwing me off. And I think I definitely spent a lot of time trying to reconcile the waves by adding different colors and shadows and darkness and light values to fix it, but also still giving it that expressionism look, because the point is not to blend and really just to make expressive strokes. Although I think now looking back at this, I think I should have used a bigger brush. I think using the brush size that I used might have hindered the way that, I guess, how this painting turned out. Especially it was like so thin. The only reason why I used it is because the canvas was small, so I felt like it wouldn't have made that much of a difference. But I do think now that it probably would have made a difference if I used a bigger brush. And I'm kind of just like adding pink right now to like solidify this sunset. But I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about how the sky and the ocean is starting to blend together. So it's kind of hard to differentiate like what is the sky and what is the waves, especially like the clouds. It could be clouds, but it could also be like the splashes from the waves. And that was initially the problem that I was trying to overcome when I was doing it, which is why I ended up changing the background color. Not that much, just like I added like a dark purple. Yeah. And now I'm adding like a lighter blue. I think now this is when I acknowledge that like, oh, the waves and the sky is looking too much like they're the same thing. And I start making the floor bottom a little bit darker. That's interesting, some of the strokes that I'm doing. Now looking back at it, I actually like how that looks. I think during the moment I definitely didn't like how it was looking, but looking at it now, I think it's very interesting. It's like super cool almost. Of how dark the shadows are. I don't think I left it that way. I feel like I should have now, looking at it. I think this is definitely when it starts looking, I start feeling better about it. And if I'm not mistaken, I used like an ultramarine blue and I can't remember the purple color, but it was definitely like a purple color to enhance the shadows. I would definitely do this again, but definitely on like a bigger canvas. Just because I think it was kind of hard to try to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve on such a small canvas. Actually, I don't know why I put that orangish red on the ocean floor. I don't know why I did that. I think I was trying to like add really expressive colors, and yeah, I could see myself backtracking in this part. I don't know why I did that. And I also need to stop hitting the camera. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, this is definitely like the turning point. I know there's a point where my camera died. And I guess I didn't realize that it died, so I don't exactly know where there's like an extreme change of how the sky looks from one point to another point, but I'm not exactly sure when it'll hit that point. And I think this is definitely the part when I started adding like a green. I think it was phthalo green. Either phthalo green or phthalo blue. I can't remember which one, but that definitely made the like sea part look so much better, and especially adding like the ocean, kind of like how waves go on a beach on the floor. It definitely made it more dynamic. I've been doing this thing where I try to look at my work critically instead of just like hating everything and looking at things that I did well and things that definitely could have been better. And I think, like I was saying, I think a bigger canvas and a bigger brush would have improved the way my painting was looking. I also think that I should have muted the colors. I think it's almost too bright, too vibrant, which could be a good or a bad thing. But I think for this, I think it might be working against me. Although I don't think I would change how the waves look. I do like how the waves look. I think I would change how the sky looks and possibly mute like the ocean floor a little bit more because it's super like red, super yellow. I think I should have made it more of like a gray. I think, yeah, here too, I'm like running into the same problem where the sea and the sky are kind of merging together. But definitely when I started putting the little splashes towards that area, I started feeling a little bit better about the process. Because definitely during the moment, I feel like I was wasting my time. And I was like, why did I even do this? I didn't even post it because I was kind of upset about the outcome. Like, I don't think it was horrible, but I also don't think it was good. Oh my gosh, yeah, the way my camera's shaking because I keep hitting it, it's crazy. Although I might cut it out, we'll see. We'll see if I do or don't. I think for that part where I added the blue, I probably should have added a purple or muted the blue a little bit more. See, that's my problem when I'm saying that the colors are a little bit too vibrant, and I think that's something that I do in a lot of my paintings. Sometimes the color is a little bit too vibrant and I don't want to mute it for whatever reason because I prefer brighter colors. But definitely muting the colors would benefit the way the bright colors are impacting the painting. See, this is when I say the jump happens, and that's why I made the sky purple instead of blue, because now you can really see the difference between the waves and the sky. And like I said, at first I was unhappy with this, but now looking back at it and kind of seeing what it's turning into, I like it way more. Like, I can kind of imagine if it was on like a huge canvas, this would be like really cool. And especially some of the textures and stuff in the waves and how the sun is beaming in between the waves and on the ground. I think it's very interesting. I think also some of my favorite things is the different types of texture in the sky. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to redo this a different time, but I'm much more happier with the outcome now looking back at it to see like where it was and where it's at now and how I can improve it. And for the first time trying to do like an expressive painting with tons of different brush strokes, I would definitely do it again. I'm trying to push my art in different ways to grow my practice. You can't really grow your practice if you stay stagnant in the things that you do. I just like a lot of people who like do some sort of expressive abstraction to their work. But yeah, this is pretty much the finished product, and I would definitely do it again. You guys let me know what you think. Please leave a like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.